What's up, everybody? Welcome to part 2 of my discussions about overcoming fear as an artist. Thank you to everybody who watched that first video, and especially to everybody who's been commenting. That's exactly what I was hoping would happen, is that we would sort of ignite a discussion around this stuff and, encourage other people to kind of chime in and let me know if this stuff resonates with you, if you deal with similar things, all of that kind of stuff. Today, I want to talk about another aspect of where I'm at as far as like my story. And my story right now, for those of you who don't know, is that my wife and son are currently living in Japan, where my son is attending school over there for him to get immersed in the school and the culture and all of that. And what I just said to you is pretty much what I've been telling everybody, but that's not the entire story. The reason that we decided on this, and it came from me, the discussion got on the table because of me in the first place, was because I felt like I was at a point where, with Yuki and Tayo in America living with me, that I felt like I basically didn't have the time and the space to do all of the things that I wanted to do and to get started, get the ball rolling at least with creating my own music, my own videos, this YouTube channel. So the idea got put on the table, well, what if they went to Japan? Obviously there's a benefit to that for Tayo, and I think for Yuki too, just for her to have a chance to be with her mom, reconnect with her Japanese friends, all of that. But the initial reason was for me to have time and space to work on my stuff, to do my thing, to get my YouTube channel going. So now, here we are, we're almost to the end of the 3-year period, and I'm basically kind of just getting the ball rolling. The YouTube channel is really kind of just now becoming a viable thing. So to relate this back to fear, I hadn't told people the whole truth of this part of my story because I was afraid of the judgment, and especially when I wasn't producing the work that I wanted to be producing, that made it even harder to tell people, yeah, well, Yuki and Tayo are in Japan because we want Tayo to go to school and because I chose to take time to work on my own projects. So that's been a very difficult thing for me to come out with. A lot of things have happened in those 3 years, kind of big life things. One of the nice things that happened during that time was that I was able to go on the cruise ship with Blue Man for 4 months in the Mediterranean. That was really cool. That was awesome. I wouldn't take that back for anything. Another thing that happened is that my father passed away during this time, and I was able to go up and spend time with him during the last couple of months of his life, and I wouldn't take that back for the world either. And there was also a bus accident in there where I was rear-ended by a Transstar bus coming home from a gig one night, and that really kind of took a lot out of me. And then I also had 2 major eye surgeries, and this guy right here, so those are big life things. But at the same time, if I'm completely real, if I was committed to a vision and knew exactly what I needed to do in order to accomplish that vision, then during each one of those times, I could have been, in hindsight now, I could have been putting in more work, and I could have been working on my stuff and on my videos and on my music production skills, all of those things. Some work was done, but I let the big life events kind of kill any momentum that I had. And I think that my vision wasn't clear enough. So through the years, I've been telling people, oh yeah, Yuki and Tayo are in Japan because we wanted Tayo to go to Japanese school. And that was a partial truth. But the truth of it was I wanted to work on my stuff. And yes, I had some other things come up during that time, but I also did let a lot of time get wasted. And that's part of the whole thing that I mentioned in the first video. I feel like I'm 20 years behind, because now looking back over those 20 years, I can see how much time got wasted. It's hard to admit that, but I think it's important for me at this point to realize that, like, yeah, man, I've really let some time slip through my fingers, and that's something that I need to learn, is time management and how to focus my time. I was just listening to a podcast called Drum Gab Podcast, and it was the one with Tim Buell, I think is how you say the last name. And they were talking about some time management skills and stuff, and you better believe I was taking notes, because that's something that I feel like I still struggle with to this day. And being that probably one of my biggest fears is that I don't have enough time, well, if I don't know how to use my time properly, then you better believe I'm not going to have enough time. So that's something that I'm really trying to work on and trying to be better about. And the fact that my son is going to be returning here pretty soon, that means that I've got to get my game together. I'm going to have the time when he's at school. I'm going to wake up in the morning, get him to school. Then I'll have his school time, and that's going to be my time to do my stuff. But that's all the real time that I'm going to have, because I want to spend time with my son when he's here. Yeah, time management is crucial for me. And that's why you see me in my car right now on a rainy day before I go into work, because I had this idea, the idea was going, and I might as well use this time to do this video, which is just me talking, rather than wait until I get home and I have the studio and the right lighting and all of that kind of stuff. Because the important part is what I'm talking about. Alright, I feel like that's enough for today. Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot to this, there's a lot to unpack. And fear is a tricky thing, because I have a fear of not having enough time. Well, then if I let that fear take hold of me, then I'm going to act in a way as if I don't have enough time. I'm going to take action in my life as if I don't have enough time, which is actually going to be a less effective way of working. Whereas if I look at my day and say, I've got an hour, I'm going to do some stuff, then I'm going to be focused for that hour. I'm going to be working, and I'm going to work and do as much as I can during that hour. I think that's the only way for me to overcome that fear of time, is to really master time management. That's a very important thing for me at this point. So one of many, I'm working on myself in many different ways. I certainly know that time management is a solution for me. So thanks again for watching. A lot of it is just me kind of talking out loud. Like I said, there's a lot to unpack, but I'll try to do these in sort of digestible size bites. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.